It is essential for the residents of Harlem and Washington Heights to understand how exposed their neighborhoods are due to years of Columbia University's predatory development. This has transpired in the full view of the public. We need your help to protect Uptown and hold Columbia University accountable. Governor Hochul must be persuaded by the people to approve legislation to protect Harlem and Washington Heights. The abuse by Columbia University happened in 3 phases. Phase 1, purchase and hoard property. In 1945, Columbia University used its tax-exempt privileges to exclude African American and Latino residents from locating near the university. During this period, the president of Columbia, Nicholas Murray Butler, suggested this racist action, which the university swiftly implemented. Columbia also encouraged 12 prestigious institutions to join in creating Morningside Heights Incorporated to purchase and hoard property to prevent African Americans and Latinos from locating near the university. Morningside Heights Incorporated hired the clearinghouse Remedco to buy most of the property surrounding the university, leading to Phase 2, confiscation of land. During the 1960s, the 125th Street Pier stopped functioning. Columbia University expressed no development interest in the area. During the 1980s, the Harlem Urban Development Corporation, aka HUDC, proposed Harlem on the Hudson as an economic generator for Harlem residents. HUDC negotiated purchase agreements for the land around the 125th Street Pier, in addition to a marketing program to transform that area in order to offer the community jobs, business opportunities, and affordable housing. When Pataki was elected in 1995, he shut down HUDC. The closing of HUDC enabled Columbia University to get approval from the Empire State Development Corporation for the Columbia Education Mixed-Use Development Plan, granting the university access to eminent domain, allowing Columbia University to gobble up as much land as possible without regard to displacing Uptown residents. Pataki's election also halted Harlem on the Hudson, leading to Phase 3, repopulation of West Harlem. Soon after HUDC was shut down, Columbia University began planning a West Harlem campus. The first step includes the acquisition of 200,000 square feet of land per year from Uptown for 25 years, totaling 5 to 6 million square feet, equal to about 30 blocks of West Harlem. This will almost connect the university to Columbia Presbyterian, the hospital on 168th Street. This leaves many of the current West Harlem residents extremely vulnerable to displacement because of Columbia's greedy expansion. The proposed Columbia University expansion of 200,000 square feet of land per year, totaling 5 to 6 million square feet over 25 years, could impact approximately 6,000 residents living in 91 apartment buildings on this stretch of Broadway, as well as 444 retail stores that also employ around 11,000 workers in the same location. You may be wondering why Columbia needs to continue its assault on Harlem. Ivy League prestige. To keep up with the other Ivy League institutions like Harvard, Princeton, and Yale, Columbia continues to gobble up more and more land from Uptown. After the completion of the West Harlem campus, Columbia is now the largest private landowner in New York City, doing so by paying 0 property taxes, saving Columbia more than $182 million a year, a school with an endowment over $13.6 billion. Expansion. Acquire 200,000 square feet of land per year until Uptown, as we historically know it, disappears. Student gentrification. Since there is not enough campus housing, students will gentrify Uptown, which the university has already acknowledged. This will replace Uptown residents and local businesses with privileged students and corporate entities like Starbucks. What could sadly happen is the residents, institutions, and businesses will be displaced, and the elected officials will no longer represent the current interests of Harlem and Washington Heights. The following legislative actions require support from the Uptown community in order to protect Harlem and Washington Heights. Rescind Columbia University's mixed-use development project like the 200,000 square foot expansion and the use of Empowerment Zone funds. The Empowerment Zone is a tax incentive program built to benefit distressed communities, not a piggy bank for wealthy institutions. Uptown residents are essentially paying for their own eviction. Approval of Harlem on the Hudson and the Dyckman waterfront for infrastructure funding, including the Fairway property. This will be an economic generator for West Harlem and Washington Heights. The connection of Harlem on the Hudson and the Dyckman waterfront create a melting pot, a combination of Latin and African American culture that captures the swagger of Uptown. By providing a dynamic destination for retail, music, food, fashion, and entertainment overlooking the Hudson River, this would become a local, regional, and international attraction, creating an untold number of jobs, business opportunities, and tax revenues for the city and state. Reinstate the Memorandum of Understanding, redesignating the Harlem Urban Development Corporation as the Uptown Development Agency. Although this is a dire situation for Harlem and Washington Heights, and after numerous attempts to contact Governor Hochul, we have still yet to receive a response. This is why your support is so important to show Columbia and Governor Hochul the true power of the Uptown community. You can support this cause by simply sharing this video, joining our community meetings, or signing our petition for Governor Hochul in order to expedite the previously discussed legislative asks. We will not allow Columbia to continue its predatory attack on Harlem. This is Harlem's last stand.